after midnight. Police say two of the victims were 19 years old, another an 18-year-old woman, and a 16-year-old girl. Police say they are searching for unknown suspects, are also looking for any information regarding the moments leading up to that shooting. To date, Milwaukee police have recorded 58 homicides since January 1. That is about 24 fewer than at this time last year, though 9 of those homicides were children under the age of 18. Mike Spalding, WTMJ News.
Shockwaves among workers at Masterlock, with the company planning to close its Milwaukee plant, leaving 330 workers without a job, including DeAndre Jackson, who's worked 16 years with the company. He tells TMJ4 News that the news came out of nowhere.
Now you get phone calls from people telling you that, your mom called you and say, hey, your plant closing. You at home, you work third shift, you have no idea.
Masterlock job cuts begin in October, with the plant fully closing March of 2024.
New details on Milwaukee's Pride Parade that's coming up a week from Sunday.
The Milwaukee Pride Parade is returning to Walker's Point this June, organizers announcing on Thursday. The parade will kick off at 2 p.m. on June 4th and will move north on South 2nd Street for about a mile, starting at Greenfield Avenue, then ending at Seaboth Street. Organizers say the parade will feature more than 150 different groups, the largest celebration in the organization's history. This year's theme is "The Future is Ours," and the Grand Marshals will be a number of local drag performers. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
A former NBA sharpshooter is bringing his talents to Wisconsin as part of a joint venture between St. John's Northwestern Academies in Delafield and the DME Academy in Daytona, Florida. The goal is for DME to help lead and grow athletic programs at the academy.
The joint venture kicks off with a basketball program led by 11-year NBA veteran and sharpshooter Wesley Person.
He hit the buzzer beater at the half, and now it's a 1-point deficit.
Person will take the reins of the basketball program next season. DME Academy alumni include Keegan Murray, the 4th overall draft pick in the 2022 NBA draft. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Wesley Person.
The initiative begins at the start of the next academic year.
Future Hall of Famers looking for work. Greg explains next in sports.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:34.
All Brewers games are on sale now, including a Memorial Day weekend showdown with the Giants. Thursday, May 25th through Sunday, the 28th. Start the long weekend right at Aloha Friday on the 26th and get a Brewers Hawaiian shirt with a special ticket package. Then take home a Christian Yelich patriotic jersey giveaway on Saturday, the 27th, presented by Chevrolet. Get your seats at Brewers.com.
When you see our selection of gently worn brand name girls and women's clothing, you'll love what you find, and you'll love the prices. So low that you won't believe your eyes. At St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, you'll find something cute, maybe a whole new outfit, for so much less. Gently worn brand name clothing at far below retail. You're gonna love it. On Highway 100 at Layton and Greenfield, and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Steinhaffel's biggest Memorial Day sale is happening now. Get a Ninja 7-in-1 Master Grill with your purchase of $49.99 or more. Then take an extra $100 off your purchase of $19.99 or more. Take an extra 15% off our already reduced clearance center prices. Plus, with Steinhaffel's special 72-month financing, your new room just got even more affordable. The Memorial Day sales event, only at Steinhaffel's and steinhaffels.com.
Outdoor living here is great, but it's best when it's at your own home. And there's a company called Outdoor Living Unlimited that will build you a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, all manner of things to enhance outdoor living at your place, even an outdoor kitchen. Contact Outdoor Living Unlimited and get creative about your yard. Your wishes, your ideas. Outdoor Living Unlimited's knowledge and expertise. Roll those dreams into reality. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com. That's OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:35. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's afternoon news. Oh, sports now? Okay, we'll just do sports then. Brewers take on the Giants tonight. It is game 2 of a 4-game series from American Family Field. Brewers trying to get some runs scored. They were shut out last night. Julio Teheran, no support, 5 innings of work in his first Major League action in 2 years.
Thought he pitched wonderful. He was on the edges all night, really. Not very few pitches, in the middle, and did a nice job. Did as much as certainly we could ask for.
Brewers begin the day a game and a half ahead of the Pirates for first place in the NL Central. Coverage of tonight's game gets underway after the 6 o'clock news. Arizona Cardinals released veteran wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. It was either pay Hopkins over $30 million or cut him and absorb a $22.6 million cap hit. Cardinals chose the latter. Hopkins missed 6 games last season for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing drug policy. And the Packers ramp up Block 2 of organized team activities on May 30th. All sorts of new players and new energy, according to Jordan Love. We'll see that on display again next week, Tuesday. And in the NBA, it's a quiet night, but Game 6 will take place tomorrow between the Miami Heat and Boston Celtics. A Heat win puts them in the finals against the Denver Nuggets.
That A to Z dinners is so good.
I kind of plowed through my plate.
I just had some of the, like the potatoes and the vegetables.
No, you cleaned your plate. Like,
well,
it looks like somebody licked it. There's nothing there.
Looks like it's been through the dishwasher.
There's a small piece of zucchini left over, I think,
That means
perhaps.
you ate the delicious steak green goddess salad, the pork over the potato puree, and the Cajun chicken pasta.
Well,
you just inhaled it.
Put it in front of me, man. It's going to be gone.
Well done, you. It's delicious.
It's 4:37 at WTMJ. The Week in Review up next.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Sister Bay Furniture. Summer is finally here. Time for patio parties, graduation parties, backyard games, firing up the grill. You're going to want to enjoy some quality outdoor time with your friends and family, and everyone will enjoy relaxing on your Sister Bay Furniture. Sister Bay Furniture is premium, high-quality outdoor furniture that is built in Wisconsin and built for Wisconsin. Built from premium and sustainable materials, Sister Bay designs and builds patio furniture to survive years of Wisconsin weather. That's commercial-grade quality for your outdoor space. Customize your Sister Bay furniture set. Pick from several different styles and colors to fit your unique outdoor space. And if you need professional help, Sister Bay Furniture offers a team of in-house experts that help you plan and create the outdoor space of your dreams. Don't wait till the next beautiful day this year. Get out to their showroom today. They're located in Sussex on Executive Drive, or visit the website SisterBayFurniture.com to shop the entire selection. Sister Bay Furniture, built in Wisconsin for Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
What a week, huh?
What a week, eh?
What a week.
Let's rap for a second.
A weekend fire burns near Slinger. The queen of rock and roll passes away. Manfred's visit to AmFam and more. It's the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
As the final graduating class from Cardinal Stritch University, you are the institution's lasting legacy.
Greg Koch, guitar great from Wauwatosa, one of 4 inductees into the Wisconsin Area Music Industry Hall of Fame Sunday night at Milwaukee's Turner Hall.
To be able to make a living as a musician has been the biggest honor of my life, other than being a parent. And we're going to get to rock it.
Smoke can still be seen coming from a fire in Washington County. It shut down portions of I-41 Sunday night.
The fire started around 7:30 near the city of Slinger.
The flames and smoke could be seen for miles, with multiple fire crews from across the region being called in to help.
Just a few hours ago, Governor Walz tweeted, once it gets to him, he will sign it, making Minnesota the 23rd state to legalize cannabis.
We have the entire country of Canada, Minnesota, Illinois, Michigan. We're
a bubble. We're in a bubble.
An island.
He's smoking some of that weed.
We are launching our 2023 Salute to Service.
We are honored to be able to nominate firefighter Augie Guerrero.
I nominated Officer Ben Eady.
I nominated Amanda Bates.
I am nominating Officer Brandon Ernst.
I'm nominating Otis Winstead.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, it's breaking news involving the Packers. Greg.
Yeah, John, the NFL announcing just moments ago that the 2025 NFL Draft will take place in Green Bay.
This is a chance for you all to put your signature on the NFL Draft and make it really special.
The Secret Service investigating a truck crash just yards from the White House.
Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre repeating her now daily warning about defaulting on the national debt.
It is a recipe for economic catastrophe.
You could lose your savings. Your sibling could lose their job. Your kids could lose their house.
My city's budgetary situation is dire.
Mayor Johnson told a Senate committee in Madison that without an increase in state aid, the city faces potential bankruptcy in 2 years.
By 2025, the city will face insolvency, which will force massive cuts. Massive cuts.
With the Howler Monkey, Snake Button, and features of the streets of Old Milwaukee carrying over, MPM President and CEO Ellen Sensky says people are excited about the new museum.
You know, the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive.
Considered by many the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner has died.
Turner performed at Summerfest twice, once to a sold-out amphitheater show in 1997, and before that at a side stage for 4 shows in 2 nights in 1983.
I'm telling you, she was just a dynamo up there. It was just something to watch. Pleasant and polite and just nice to be around backstage.
Who are Beatrice and Benedict? Unfortunately, that is not correct. Correct response, Beatrice and Benedict.
Oh, come on! A memorial ceremony taking place today in Uvalde, Texas, marking the 1-year anniversary of a mass shooting at Robb Elementary School.
21 butterflies released in the memory of the lives lost that day. 19 students and 2 teachers.
I know for a long time it's been hard to make progress, but there will come a point where our voices are so loud, our determination so clear, that we can no longer be stopped.
Master Lock announcing they're closing their facility at 32nd and Center.
We're very upset that this decision's been made.
It's been kind of a mainstay in that area. So to have this close is going to obviously impact that area. It's going to impact the community. And really, most importantly, it's those jobs that are going to be lost, and you're going to have to find other jobs in the area.
The man in charge of Major League Baseball says the league has no interest in moving the Brewers out of the city of Milwaukee, but didn't squash that idea unequivocally.
I think that Milwaukee is the antithesis of what has happened in Oakland, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that it stays.
Brewers fans in Milwaukee across the state invest hundreds of millions of dollars in the long-term future of this club. We look over at the New York Mets outspending us by $200 million in payroll this year alone. Can you promise the fans you'll level the playing field for small market teams like us?
Our principal economic challenge is to make sure that all of our 30 markets have a real opportunity to compete.
What a week, eh?
What a week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
The Weekend Review is brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Up next, in case you missed it, on WTMJ.
This week on WTMJ.
Mark Hass is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. The draft's coming to Green Bay. How big a deal is this?
I think it's great for the brand of Wisconsin, great for the brand of Milwaukee.
The big names.
The manager of your Milwaukee Brewers, Craig Counsell.
Not a contest of how hard you throw. It's almost just throw strikes and try to get out of there as fast as you can.
The stories you're talking about.
Having Lambeau Field and Titletown be focused and have the world come down on it, I think is going to be fantastic.
News Radio WTMJ.
John Mercure for Annex Wealth Management. Soft landing, hard landing. How about a rolling recession? The predictions are all over the place. If you don't want to go it alone with your investment and retirement plan, it's time to have a talk with Annex Wealth Management. Meeting with Annex is an easy thing to do, and you're under no obligation. If it makes sense, you move forward. They want you to know the difference. In a time when insurance sales are disguised as financial planning, working with a fee-only fiduciary is a breath of fresh air. I know. I've been with Annex for more than a decade. They operate as one team, in-house financial planning, investment, tax, and estate teams, all in-house. Annex makes it convenient with branches across the WTMJ listening area. And if you want to meet online, that's good too. That's where Annex Everywhere comes into play. Visit AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button today. We did that years and years ago. Schedule your own appointment. That's Annex Wealth Management. Dave Spano and his teams at Annex, they're going to take really good care of you. Fee-only fiduciary. It's Annex.
So if you're already in a relationship with an auto service center, that's great. We hope things keep firing on all cylinders.
But if you're not in a relationship, why not book your next date with us at Richlands the next time you're due for service?
All of our locations are AAA approved and staffed by ASC certified technicians with PhDs in
We can fix anything! Put that on top of the friendliest, hardest working staff you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center,
and you've got yourself a rock-solid date.
The next time you're due for factory scheduled maintenance,
or tires, brakes, and suspension service,
book your date at richlands.com.
Or just Google us. But remember, Richlands is spelled with 2 N's.
And oh yeah, be safe, buckle up, and hey,
always make sure you have good tread on your tires. I'm Courtney Matchke with Richlands, and you're due for a date.
Clever.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Grill it up right this holiday with Sendik's natural pork baby back ribs or natural boneless skinless chicken breasts at just $3.99 per pound. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Hello, Deb.
Hey there, John. All right, we've got a little bit of a backup right now coming in from 84th Street all the way to about Hawley Road. We do also have an accident at Mitchell Boulevard's on-ramp on the right shoulder. It's out of traffic, but it looks like everybody seems to be getting past it without too much of an issue. Some delays on northbound 43 coming up from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Capitol Drive. Northbound 41 also a bit heavy from Wisconsin Avenue all the way up past Swan Boulevard. Westbound 94 slowing down a bit through the stadium, and again west of Highway 16 you're seeing some delays there all the way to about Elmhurst Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 46 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny and warmer, a high of 74. On Sunday, beautiful sunshine, a high of 77. Monday, warm, sunny, 80. And on Tuesday, sunny, a high of 74 degrees. Oh, yeah, it's Friday. Let's do some...
In case you missed it.
Yeah. Here we go. Where are Danish people from? What's the country?
Denmark.
Let's go to Denmark.
Hello.
Danish painters in the 19th century may have turned to an unusual source for their supplies. Researchers were examining paintings from the Danish Golden Age, and they were trying to figure out what they used to get the paint to adhere to the canvases. So the researchers were checking this out, and they were looking for glue made from animals. They assumed that's probably what they used. Then they found something completely different. The researchers found that the Danish painters and the adhesives had traces of yeast and grains. You know what that means, yeast and grains?
Beer.
Beer! It turns out that the Danes were using brewing leftovers and spreading them across the canvas as a paste, creating a smooth surface and preventing the paint from seeping through the canvas. It was kind of like their foundation. Today they still use this process, but they don't use beer. They use a different white mixture. So beer in Denmark, used by artists to preserve their paintings. Bet they tip back a few, too. Bet those are some great-looking paintings, like after 7 or 8 beers.
How'd you not know Danish people were from Denmark?
I had a
world-traveling John Mercure.
Does this ever happen?
It's called cerebral flatulence.
We had someone from there on the show.
like I knew, but I couldn't think. You know that happens sometimes, right? I was like,
every day of my life.
Where is that?
Yeah. How do you spell the word the? Yeah, it happens.
What do you mean by the?
In case you missed it.
How would you like to make $650 an hour?
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Well, you could move to Japan, but I'm thinking there's a virtual option for this as well. You could be a smile education coach.
Okay.
This is a real thing, and it's been a real thing for several years. Keiko Kawano is a smile education coach. She says more and more people have developed a complex about smiling since 2020 with wearing masks.
Oh.
And in Japan, in that culture in particular, it was a mask society before that. Like if you had a cold or smog, like you'd see people walking around with face masks. So during the pandemic, lots of people wearing masks. They've struggled to adjust to life without face coverings, confessing they've forgotten how to smile without looking awkward. So you could be a smile education coach charging $650 an hour to teach people to move and relax your facial muscles. Participants use handheld mirrors to check their progress, adjusting their expressions until they were satisfied they'd rediscovered their natural pre-mask grin. And Keiko is a former TV and social media person, so maybe I could get into this. She's coached more than 4,000 people over the past 6 years. Do the math on that.
Well,
$650
an hour.
Well, I just did the math.
That's mind-blowing
If
to
you
me.
worked 40 hours a week, that'd be $1.3 million a year. Wow.
Unfortunately, the classes are particularly popular among women because if you're a woman, if one more person comes up and says, smile, That's a trigger. That's annoying. But
Poke 'em in the eye.
stretches to relieve facial tension. But smiling's also good for you. Like scientifically, statistically, it's supposed to release chemicals to make you happy. But yep, that's how you can make $650 an hour. Kawano oversees 20 trainers who run classes all over Japan. So if you'd like to start a U.S. smile education franchise, maybe get in touch with Keiko.
In case you missed it.
Ever lock your keys in the car?
Yes.
Not recently,
It's getting
but
harder
yeah.
to
A
do
long
these
time.
days,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's a lot more difficult to do.
Yeah.
But I remember this. I turned 16, went to a high school basketball game, left the keys locked in the car. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a pain in the butt. You ever see that happen on an airplane?
No.
What do you
No,
mean?
this was possible. A Southwest Airlines pilot had to take an unusual route to get into the plane just before a flight to Sacramento. Here's what happened. Plane came in San Diego, taken off to Sacramento. The last passenger off, shut the door, and it locked.
What, the plane door
Couldn't
locked?
get on the plane.
What?
So there's a picture on Twitter of a guy who's looking out on the jetway, and here you go. Ladder pulls over up to the window by the cockpit, and the pilot's climbing in through the window because the keys to the
right in there.
plane were locked inside the cabin.
Wow, I didn't know that was even a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing either.
Of all
And-
the things that flight attendants tell you, they don't say, and if you're the last person off, shut the door behind you.
Yes. While waiting at
Why
the gate,
would you
the
do that?
flight agent said over the loudspeaker, somebody who was on the flight coming in on the last plane, you shut the door. It's locked.
Wow.
Mad scramble. Plane was able to take off only just a few minutes late.
In case you missed it.
All right, Dateline India.
Hello.
Yes, thank you. It's a terrifying incident that happened in the village of Padard in Jashpur district. I had to give that a try. Anyway,
You're brave.
an 8-year-old boy named Deepak was playing in his backyard when a cobra wrapped itself around his arm and bit him.
Whoa.
He tried to shake it off, but the snake remained firmly attached. Finally, out of desperation, he bit the snake twice.
Oh, my gosh.
The snake fell off and
One
died.
good turn deserves
Wait,
another.
he killed the snake?
The snake fell off and died. The boy's parents raced him to the medical facility where he was treated with anti-venom drugs. Fortunately, it appears that the cobra engaged in what they call a quote-unquote dry bite. It's a bite that does not inject any venom.
Oh, my
And the boy
gosh.
went home after a day.
Well,
Way to go, Deepak.
In case you missed it.
where was she from, Deb?
From, let's see, the village of Pandarpad in Jashpur district, India.
Very nice. Well done.
Well done.
There we go.
How about a little bonus one? If you're going to buy an overpriced bottle of water at the airport or a candy bar at the gas station, how do you pay for it?
Debit card, credit card.
Okay. How are you paying
No,
for it?
I don't have cash, so that's out.
How do you pay, Max?
Yeah, I'd probably, if I've got $5 in my pocket, that's what I do.
Okay. I never use cash either. I usually have about $100, but I save it for tipping, and anytime I can use a credit card, I do, even if it's for $1. A new study found that people that are buying guilty purchases, things they don't feel great about, like sneaking a donut when they're on a diet, or paying for an $18 beer at the airport, or an overpriced bottle of water, they're more likely to use cash because, and they did a large study, they say there isn't any lingering evidence. It won't show up on the credit card. And even though people don't think about that, subconsciously, the survey found that when you're making a, quote, guilty purchase, we want to purge it from our minds. Using a credit card or other digital payment doesn't do that because eventually the credit card statement's going to come or you're going to see something online. So people are more likely to use cash when they make a small purchase that they just don't feel good about. I never thought about it. I just don't use cash.
I use it less and less. I'm a slow adapter, but I'm surprised how little I use cash.
Some places now you just literally can't. Like you're at the ballpark, you can't. You can't pull out a $10 bill and buy that beer, which is kind of amazing. So guilty purchases, people more often use cash. They don't want their spouse to maybe know they spent $18 on a beer. They themselves don't want to be reminded that they bought that pack of cigarettes. Small purchases used more often with cash.
I find that I apologize sometimes. If I got an unnamed amount of money on a gift card and I don't know how much is there, it's like $3.68 turns out, and something's only $5. I'm like, I only have a credit card here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
This is
you'll
what I
use,
got.
Yeah, you'll
Me
use
too.
the $3.68 and then run your MasterCard for $1.20.
Right. I mean, I just don't have
Yeah.
cash. I never carry cash. It is so rare. If I have cash, it usually is because I need it specifically for something, not because I've taken it out of the ATM and just want to have it.
Yeah. I don't
'cause I
feel
need
good if I don't have any. Like, I feel like, then what about if I'm at the valet, or what if I'm... Yeah, so I carry a little cash, but I try to make it last forever. If I have $100, I hope it lasts for like 6 months,
Stretch it out.
because I just don't, like you, use cash really.
There is
$4.56 at WTMJ.
There's no joy like finding $5 in your pocket in an old jacket.
You got that right. Yeah.
That's a
The only-
special
The only thing
feeling.
better than that is finding 10. Business headlines up next.
It's time for amazing Memorial Day savings at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, shop unbeatable deals on everything you need for summer, like 20-pound bags of Blaine's Black Oil Sunflower Seed, just $15.99. 20% off all Coastal Pet dog and cat collars, leashes, or harnesses. And special buy medium pillow pet beds, just $13.99. Plus, this Friday through Sunday, we're offering all veterans and active military an extra 10% off their entire purchase. In honor of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, Blaine's Farm and Fleet will be closed on Memorial Day.
Wisconsin Harley-Davidson is ready for summer. Are you? Join Wisconsin Harley-Davidson on May 27th for their annual honor celebration from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Enjoy a ride to place flags at the Wisconsin Memorial Cemetery and return back for a day of honoring our veterans. Not a rider? That is okay. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson will have music, food, and so much more. Like and follow Wisconsin Harley-Davidson on Facebook, Instagram, and online at wishd.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Business headlines. Rich Kirchen is the senior reporter, the main man, the big kahuna, the hot dog at the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The city of Milwaukee's population was down 2.3% from 2020 and 0.4% from 2021 to 563,305 people in 2022. Summerfest, which runs 3 weekends in June and July, will have 2 new bars this year. Keg and Cask will be located on the south end of the park, and the Starry Bar will be located on the waterfront. The Northwestern Mutual Foundation gave almost $3 million in grants to local Milwaukee attractions. They are the Milwaukee Public Museum, Marcus Performing Arts Center, Betty Brin Children's Museum, UPath, Discovery World, Milwaukee World Festival, and the Zoological Society of Wisconsin. I'm Margaret Knotchak with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. I always thought Vince Lombardi came up with that famous sports nugget, but it turns out he borrowed it from a college coach. And now I'm going to borrow it too, because when there are 10 or 20 offers on a property, there's only one winner. In today's inventory-starved real estate market, you need a Lombardi-level mortgage coach, one who has all the best plays in the playbook. Going with your bank for your pre-approval is like playing in a professional playoff game with the JV coach at the helm. The Lombardi-level coaches at Accunet are called senior loan consultants, and each one has been trained by me to help you and your real estate agent work as one team to deliver the one and only thing that matters, winning. So if you've been losing with your flimsy bank pre-approval, trade up today to a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and a Lombardi-level game plan. And if you're just getting started, why not start with the best? Click on the blue button today and get started with your winning game plan at accunet.com.
Smooth waters and clear horizons are ahead. The experienced team of advisors at Fox World Travel are ready to uncover your cruising style. Are you sailing off into a Caribbean sunset, taking in the European charm along riverways? Maybe an exotic expedition or Alaskan cruise are on your bucket list. We'll help you cruise like never before with Royal Caribbean, Holland America, Uniworld Boutique River Cruises, and more. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call a Fox Cruise expert at 866-GO-FOX-GO.
Get big savings during the Memorial Day sale at Fleet Farm. Pick up 5 bags of superior colored mulch for $10. Farm Fresh Selects Patriotic Hanging Baskets are just $12.99. And get a 25-pound bag of Black Oil Sunflower Seeds for $14.99. Plus, all active military and veterans get an additional 10% off in-store purchases through May 29th. These deals won't last long, so hurry in during the Memorial Day sale going on now at Fleet Farm.
The place you want to go. Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic is sponsored by Weniger Compressor, ready to service any facility at pressureisoff.biz. Weniger Compressor salutes business owners who put the I can in American while treating their customers right.
All of the boys at Weniger Compressor.
Your hometown hub for everything that matters. The latest news, traffic, weather, and sports on Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm John Mercure, your top story, getting you set for the big travel weekend.
I'm Sandy Max, honoring the families of service members who gave their lives.
I'm Greg Matzik. A week ago, he was the darling of the PGA.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and remember that accident that I was telling you about, 94 eastbound at Mitchell Boulevard? That's gone. Bye-bye. Still have a little bit of a pocket of heavy traffic from 84th Street to about Hawley Road, but then you're good to go all the way into the Marquette. Westbound looks great from the Marquette all the way through the Zoo Interchange. However, in Waukesha County, just west of Highway 16, I'm seeing a pocket of heavy traffic all the way out to past Elmhurst Road, right near Pewaukee Lake. So just be extra careful going through there. Northbound on 41, slowing from the Zoo up past Swan Boulevard. And we've got 43 southbound with a heavier ride than usual. It's slowing from just before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, a low of 45. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 75. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, by plane, train, or car, hundreds of thousands of travelers making their way through the Badger State. TMJ4's Elaine Rojas Castillo takes a closer look at those numbers.
AAA says travelers are expected to hit the roads in droves, with just over 800,000 Wisconsinites traveling at least 50 miles from home this weekend, with 720,000 of them expected to drive. That's almost 40,000 more than this time last year. Data shows gas prices are higher than pre-pandemic levels, but down from last year's record highs.
The busiest travel days of the weekend are expected to be today and tomorrow.
Every day is Memorial Day for one group of mothers in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin chapter of American Gold Star Mothers is a support group that gives mothers a place to grieve together and honor their children.
Kay Olson was serving in the Army herself when she lost her son Andy in Iraq. Between herself, her son, and her husband, the family has 74 years of service.
When he was killed, there was 10 Marines killed and 11 injured that day. It was a big group of Marines that was taken.
Olson is now president of the Wisconsin chapter of American Gold Star Mothers, helping support other moms who have lost a child in the line of duty.
We know what they're going through. We are there, and if we don't or can't help support them, we can get them in the right direction where they can.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
A major update from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on when the government could hit its debt limit. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
In a new letter sent to congressional leaders Friday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen extended a deadline for lawmakers to raise the debt limit. Yellen says the government has enough money to pay its bills through June 5th, slightly later than her previous projection that Treasury would hit the debt ceiling as soon as June 1st. This update buys negotiators some much-needed time to hammer out a deal to raise the debt limit and avoid a potentially catastrophic default. The ex-date deadline issued by Treasury is fluid based on daily federal tax revenues and expenditures. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
New details on Milwaukee's Pride Parade coming up a week from Sunday.
The Milwaukee Pride Parade is returning to Walker's Point this June, organizers announcing on Thursday. The parade will kick off at 2 p.m. on June 4th and will move north on South 2nd Street for about a mile, starting at Greenfield Avenue, then ending at Seaboth Street. Organizers say the parade will feature more than 150 different groups, the largest celebration in the organization's history. This year's theme is "The Future is Ours," and the Grand Marshals will be a number of local drag performers. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
A week ago, he was the darling of the PGA. Greg has the continuation of that story up next.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:05.
Old National Bank is asking everyone to get old. But first, people have questions.
Will it take me years to get old?
No, getting old can literally happen in minutes.
Is getting old like a complicated process?
Not at all. Just stop into one of our banking centers or visit our website. We even have an app for that.
Will I look any different after I get old?
You may look happier and more relaxed with a banking partner like us.
Definitely want to get old.
Introducing Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National Bank. Get old. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. You know, I played sports my entire life, been hurt a lot of times, but Never had been injured until I had to stop doing the sports I enjoyed because my knee flat wouldn't allow it. I visited Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, where they took great care of me. I put my knee in their doctors' capable hands, and now I'm back in the gym, carrying my golf bag, pain-free for 18 holes, and playing tennis as often as I like with no issues. I'd recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to anyone. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Don't you just love the WTMJ Fix-It Show? Hi, this is Matt Elliott from Elliott's Ace Hardware. When you think Fix-It, first you think about Saturday mornings on WTMJ. Then you gotta be thinking Elliott's Ace Hardware. Where else can you find such great staff, big brands, and all the stuff, and I'm talking all the stuff, to get your Fix-It done? So enjoy the WTMJ Fix-It Show on Saturday morning. And then head to Elliott's Ace in Elm Grove, West Dallas, Pewaukee, and Muskego.
Make 2023 your year with a new career at John Deere Horicon Works. Their new starting wage is over $23 to $25 per hour, plus an annual John Deere profit sharing bonus and wage increase. And nothing beats the new benefits, including health insurance for your entire family with no premiums. Get a fresh start with the pay and benefits you deserve at John Deere Horicon Works. Apply now at deere.com/Horicon.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all Sports Desk. Here's Greg Matzik.
Freddie Peralta takes him out for the Brewers tonight. It's game 2 of a 4-game series against the Giants. Coverage gets underway 1 hour from now on WTMJ. In the NBA, the Heat and Celtics meet up on Saturday night in game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. A Heat win puts them in the NBA Finals against the Denver Nuggets.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports commentary on Wisconsin's afternoon news. Here's Greg Matzik.
A week ago, Michael Block was the darling of the PGA. After an opening round 70 at the PGA Championship, Block finished round 2 with a 70. He qualified for the weekend. That in and of itself was a major story coming out of Oak Hill. By the end of the weekend, everybody knew Michael Block's name. He carded an ace in the final round, playing alongside Rory McIlroy. Showed nerves of steel in sinking a 6-foot putt to finish 15th at the golf's second major of the year, qualifying him for next year's event. He also received sponsor exemption for multiple tournaments beyond what he played in a week ago. First up, the Charles Schwab Challenge. Michael Block, the darling of last week's PGA, was on display once again in Texas, where he fired an opening round of 81 and a second round of 74. He finished last, and he was cut. Block will not play the weekend. The story here is that Michael Block's perspective, finishing 15th in the PGA Championship or not making the cut in the next tournament, didn't change. He was excited to be there, had a smile on his face from start to finish, spoke glowingly about getting to hang out with his family after the tournament. That's the other lesson in Michael Block. He might be a one-hit wonder, but he is certainly one of those guys you will always root for.
Extra Points is sponsored by All Right Home and Remodeling. When you want it done right, call All Right.
I'm Randy Miller, owner of All Right Home and Remodeling and current president of the Milwaukee chapter of NARI. For 3 generations, our family business has been about more than just our family. It's about the people who work for us and with us. It's about helping families improve their homes, which improves their lives. It's about honest work and fair pricing. It's also about paying it forward by giving back. Get started at ALLRITE remodeling.com.
It's WTMJ's Steve Schifidi for Educators Credit Union. On behalf of all of Educators Credit Union, they would like to express their sincere gratitude to all our public safety professionals. Despite the obstacles you face every day, you continue to make the selfless decision to show up and serve local communities. The care, courage, and commitment it takes does not go unnoticed. Thank you for taking the time away from your family to protect, support, and care for ours. Thank you for all that you do.
If the weather calls for rain, then the rain calls for mosquitoes. Keep them away with STEM. STEM is powered by active ingredients found in plants to repel mosquitoes safely and effectively when used as directed. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Grandview Buys Homes. Let us help you sell your loved one's home. We'll buy your home completely as is. Get a fair cash offer in 48 hours and close on the day you choose. Take only the belongings you want and leave the stress and the mess to us. GrandviewHomes.com.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. here's John McCure.
All right, hope you're doing fantastic. It is, of course, Memorial Day weekend, the beginning of that weekend, the weekend where we honor our war dead, and we, of course, remember the real reason that we commemorate Memorial Day. It's also kind of the traditional beginning to summer, the kickstart to the summer season, and for many, that means camping. Our own Debbie Lazaga takes a closer look at what's on tap this year for campers in Wisconsin.
The great outdoors, the fresh air, the birds, the mosquitoes. It's all part and parcel of the magic of camping. With this weekend being the unofficial start of the summer camping season, the DNR's Karina Renier says there's plenty to offer at all the state parks, but
Memorial Day weekend is one of our busiest weekends. We have got over 6,000 campsites, and I expect them to be nearly all full.
As you can imagine, at the height of the pandemic, camping became the perfect option for recreation, and the numbers showed it.
2020, our numbers really went up. 2021, even more. And now that we've kind of leveled out a little bit, so the last couple of years have been pretty stable, but still significantly more occupancy than pre-pandemic.
And with prices anywhere from $20 to $40 a night, it's a super economical option too. This year, it looks like the weather is cooperating, finally. Yay! But one note.
Going into this holiday weekend, it is a dry spell, so we are at a higher risk. As always, whether it's high risk or low risk, we want to follow those good safety protocols.
Those being using the provided fire ring, never leaving your campfire unattended, and fully dousing it before heading back into the sleeping bag. Oh, and leave the fireworks to the professionals. They're not allowed at state parks. Well, if they're so popular, how can you make sure you get a site?
We do have online reservations and by phone as well. Folks can make a reservation up to 11 months in advance for campsites, or you can show up and make your reservation same day as long as there's availability.
Oh, and don't forget to sign up for the notifications. Even if the campground you want is full, there are always cancellations, and those notifications give you a chance to pop in there and grab a site as soon as it becomes available. Yippee! And another tip, try to get your campground sticker as soon as you can. It lets you bypass all the line of cars and a stop at the visitor center, getting you to your campsite as soon as possible. So there you have it, a tradition in the making. Camping in Wisconsin really is an excellent option for a great American holiday weekend. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Hey, Deb, are you a camper?
I am a camper.
So
my husband is a tent guy.
Okay.
My husband's a tent guy. I grew up in a camper,
Yeah.
but I'm okay with tents too.
Yeah,
and
we had a
cabin
pop-up
would be lovely.
camper that we took everywhere when we were kids.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
Was it? Oh no.
3 boys, but yeah, we camped everywhere. It's what we did.
That's and it's cheaper. I was
For
really
sure.
surprised at how
Yep.
more economical it is.
Yeah, it does. It gives people who otherwise couldn't really take a vacation a really nice option to see some cool places, especially here in Wisconsin.
And you
That's
make
true.
memories.
Yep, you do.
Absolutely.
Because things don't always go as planned.
Yeah, like
Not
when
in a bad way,
when
but
my
just-
brother kicked over the pea can, the coffee can full of pea in the pop-up camper in the middle of the night. Yeah, that was a memory.
Ew.
We still talk about that, and from then on, we had to go out in the middle of the night and brave it with the tree or the outhouse because he ruined it for all of us. But camping, yeah.
Well, that's first-timer camping. I'm sure you never make that mistake twice, John.
That's right, because a can wasn't allowed in the camper anymore. I love your feature, Deb. Camping is such an important part of what we do around here in Wisconsin. There's no doubt about that.
That's true.
For more information on camping reservations, all that stuff, you can check it out at WTMJ.com. It's 5:14 at WTMJ. Steve Scafidi, salute to service, and we salute a local veteran finally coming home. That's after the break. First, a couple of words for Sit Means Sit dog training. A lot like dogs. Kids are kind of like the dogs, I should say. Dogs are like kids, right? Similar, don't always behave, you love them. Well, Sit Means Sit dog training is going to help you make those dogs a lot better behaved pups. We've had a great experience with Sit Means Sit dog training. They took Bella and Baxter and made them better dogs. They listen better. They do what they're supposed to. They even walk better. It started for us with a free consultation, and then we took the lessons. You can get that free consultation. It's easy. Check out the website, sitmeansitwaukesha.com. You too can have a happy, confident, obedient dog. Check out sitmeansitwaukesha.com.
Hi, home shoppers. I'm Tom Hignite. Over the past 30-plus years, I've designed and built literally thousands of custom homes throughout the state. Big mansions to small, tiny houses before anyone even heard that name. In all of my years, I've always tried to top the last home that I've built by creating exotic and new designs that no one, including myself, has ever seen before. Such is the case this Sunday. I am showing two remarkable homes. The Tomorrow Ranch, where I say, if you want to see what other new homes will look like 5 years from now, see this Tomorrow Ranch. And our second neighboring exotic masterpiece we call the Tall Ranch. This one started as a one-bedroom, all-out luxury ranch that happens to have 5 possible bedrooms. Don't even try to figure that one out. Just come out this weekend, noon to 4 p.m., to marvel at 2 miracle homes at 830 Sky Park Drive in Hartford. Again, 830 Sky Park Drive. Call Jackie now at 262-628-9091. Build bold. We're Miracle, a Christian-based company.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
Traffic and weather. Debbie Lazaga, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. Everything seems to be winding down nicely. Northbound on 43 is going to be a little bit heavy in pockets, mainly between Fond du Lac Avenue and Capitol Drive. Northbound 41, a little bit tight, just about Blue Mound Road up past Swan Boulevard. Eastbound 94 is our other pocket of heavy traffic, but the rest of the system seems to be moving along much better. Even the bypass has eased up nicely. And while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you happen to see something we should know about, give us a call on the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 46. Tomorrow, sunny and warmer, a high of 74. Sunday, sunny, 77. On Monday, sunny, 80. On Tuesday, sunny, 74 degrees. Currently, it's sunny and 61. Otis Winstead is an Army veteran who made his life's work helping veterans on the street overcome homelessness, alcohol, drugs, and suicide. From his early start as a volunteer to his current position as the director of Dry Hooch, Otis serves as a first responder to veterans who need our help. Here's his story as part of Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service.
My name is Lon Rosalie, and I'm nominating Otis Winstead, who is currently the head of the Dry Hooch organization in Milwaukee. It's a nonprofit organization helping veterans go through all sorts of different life crises.
Well, a supportive space in the form of a coffee shop. That's what Dry Hooch has become for veterans here in the city of Milwaukee. From addiction help to employment options, it's servicing those who served us.
Hi, my name is Otis Winstead, Army veteran. I'm representing Great Lakes Dry Hooch, a nonprofit organization based here in Milwaukee. I'd gotten out of the service years ago. I really hadn't transitioned right. So we talk about transitioning out of the military for some mean that they were in combat. And this whole idea that you can just be in combat one day and then just transition back into the society, it's kind of a farce. It really doesn't happen that way.
When veterans return home from service, they're often faced with a difficult transition back to everyday life.
Come in, have coffee, and have a talk.
Its mission is to help vets make the transition back to civilian life.
I'm a Vietnam vet, and many years ago, I was involved in a lot of small-scale activities around the Milwaukee area related to veterans and homeless issues and suicide issues and so forth. And every so often I'd hear this name, Otis Winstead, somebody that was literally out on the street, not just during the day, but evenings and weekends during the winter and so forth, that was helping not only veterans, but all sorts of people that were facing homeless issues.
You know, when we talk about service, we talk about we have pro bono attorneys that help us. We have job folks that come and help get guys jobs, along with housing. You know, we connect to different organizations that actually do housing. But the main thing is that we walk with them. We actually walk with them through the process. We don't leave them hanging.
I could tell you numerous other issues of veterans that Otis has helped through: drug issues, recognizing suicidal issues that they were going through. And again, Otis was the type of person that just was a dedicated person, literally a dedicated person to go where the vet needed help and when and whatever kind of help that they needed.
We're all looking for purpose. I'm in a position, by the grace of God, to help people along with helping myself, because, you know, it's not like I'm not getting anything out of it, because I have a purpose now, which I didn't have prior to coming into Dry Hooch. So that's a big factor, having purpose and being able to fill that void, you know, and have a career, right, and know that you're actually helping someone.
Otis is just a dedicated individual that followed through with any veteran's issue, any veteran needing help, and the person didn't have to come into the Dry Hooch organization. Otis would literally go out onto the street, to their home, to their car, to the street corner, wherever it might be, whatever time of the day or night it might occur.
What does Salute to Service mean to you?
Me advocating for not just veterans that have been in theater, but specifically for those veterans, you know. But saluting the service is always about giving back. You know, you got to be able to give back. You understand why you're giving back, right? America has a heritage of that cohesiveness, that hope. You know, and even in today's atmosphere, it's still there. You know, we're still all working as a unit.
Steve Scafidi Salute to Service is presented by Educators Credit Union and the Packing House Restaurant. A Wisconsin sailor who was killed at Pearl Harbor and never found has now been identified. And after more than 80 years, he's coming home to be buried this Memorial Day. As the waves rolled in, December 7th, 1941, began quiet and beautiful at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. A cherished son from Wisconsin was there. 25-year-old David Riley from Judah in central Wisconsin was a radio man on the battleship Oklahoma. Deb Krause-Smith is a distant cousin.
For them, I think it was an ordinary day. There were ships that were moored there at Pearl Harbor. Some of them were not on the ship. They were on shore. Some of them had families there. It was a Sunday. It was from what I understand, a beautiful Sunday morning.
The day quickly turned to anything but ordinary.
The USS Oklahoma was torpedoed, and the ship actually, within 12 minutes, capsized. And so there were people who were able to get off the ship, but some were trapped inside. From what I've read, the ship turned it did turn upside down, and so the people left inside were even disoriented because up was down and down was up. And there were some men who were able to get out, but most of them that were left on the ship did not.
Many, including Riley, were trapped for days as the massive ship became a steel tomb.
David was one of them, and I kind of think, like, why did he have to be one of the 429?
More than 400 sailors died and hundreds of men couldn't be identified. They were buried at the Punch Bowl National Cemetery of the Pacific in massive caskets. The men were there for almost 75 years before being exhumed in 2015 because of advances in DNA testing technology.
Initially, one of the caskets they opened, they thought would be, 4 or 5, the remains of 4 or 5 sailors, and it turned out there was over 100 sailors in one casket.
Riley was identified, and Deb Krause-Smith is now hopeful he and his family can now finally rest.
The sad part for me is that when he went to the Navy, I think he was just starting to find himself because one of the last letters that he sent home before Pearl Harbor was that he was starting to realize the seriousness of life and that he had missed opportunities along the way, and he intended to make that right when he was done with his service, but he never got that opportunity.
And in quiet Judah, Wisconsin, population 400, David Riley is coming home.
I'm just happy. I think it's wonderful. And I'm glad that there's going to be some closure to this whole story.
On this Memorial Day weekend, it's a goodbye, 81 years in the making.
It's a wonderful feeling, and it's not so much for family members, but for the community.
John Mercure, WTMJ News. We spent a lot of time thinking about those that made the ultimate sacrifice, and we should. I want to recognize the families of those that are left behind, like the Whitmer family, who lost Michelle Whitmer. Those that are left behind carry the burden as well, and we thank them for what their loved one did. It is 5:26 at WTMJ. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. What a nice way to end the week. This is what I'm talking about. Stocks surging as investors await the debt deal, and McCarthy's saying, yeah, there's some progress there. The S&P 500 was up 54 points, more than 1%. To move to 42.05. The Dow was up 329. That's 1%. To move to 33,093. And the NASDAQ was the big riser, up 278 points to close at 12,975. The NASDAQ was up 2+ percentage points. The Russell 2000 up on the day. Crude oil was up. Gold was up. Silver was up. The 10-year Treasury bond was down. Nice way to end the markets for this week. It's time to calibrate your plan. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button today. That's the team I trust. Check them out, AnnexWealth.com. Time to think about your air conditioner. It's going to be nice and warm this weekend. We're going to have days coming up pretty soon here where it is hot, and you're going to want to escape inside and relax in the cool comforts of your home. Dave Drakamp Heating can help you make sure that you are ready to go. Before you know it, it'll be the midst of graduation party season and time spent on the patio. You'll be looking for that break. Make sure your air conditioner is set. Make sure you know how it's going to play out for you this summer. With Dave Drakamp Heating, you can get on their schedule right now for a preseason tune-up to be sure your home is ready for what lies ahead. Whether it's overdue maintenance or repair you forgot to take care of last year or the need for a total system overhaul, Dave Drakamp Heating, Lake Country's preferred Lennox premier dealer, is here and ready to help. With healthy inventories, Lennox rebates, utility incentives, and possible tax credits now available, it's the time to check home comfort items off your spring to-do list. My house is always comfortable because of Dave Drakamp Heating. Check out why I trust them with our family's comfort. DaveDrakamp.com. Get in touch today. DaveDrakamp.com.
There are few things in life that people get as emotional over than their finances, and that can be very dangerous when it comes to your investments. This is Jill Schlesinger, business analyst. Did you know investors lose money every year because they trade on emotions, headlines, and hearsay instead of data? But there's a solution. StockCharts.com. StockCharts.com has been the leading online charting tool that experts and disciplined traders have used for over 20 years. By utilizing the most advanced online charts, they're able to view and understand market history and investor sentiment by using technical analysis to manage their risk and find opportunities. You can do the same. Go to StockCharts.com for a free 30-day trial, pick the stocks and indexes you want to track, review historical data, spot the trends, then make informed decisions and invest with confidence. You'll also have access to a knowledge bank from leading global analysts on how to interpret an ever-changing market. Better insights for smarter investing. Go to StockCharts.com and start your free 30-day trial today.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Traffic is sponsored by Trees on the Move. From planning to planting, it's Trees on the Move. We all look forward to outdoor living in Wisconsin. From planning to planting and everything in between, now is the perfect time to let Trees on the Move beautify your landscape.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, 4 shot overnight.
I'm Sandy Max. The debt deadline deferred.
I'm Greg Matzik. A future Hall of Famer released.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Southbound on 41, we've got a broken down vehicle just past the North Avenue on-ramp. So we are seeing some backups heading back towards North Avenue and beyond because the right lane is blocked with this thing. So just be careful. Eastbound 94, you're looking at a bit of a slowdown from about 76th Street to about 68th. The northbound side of 43 has eased up a little bit. We're back to slowing down right around North Avenue up to about Capitol Drive. Everything else is looking good. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, a low of 46. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 75. It's currently 61. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, gun violence at the start of the long holiday weekend.
4 women, all between the ages of 16 and 19, injured after shots rang out near Milwaukee's Washington Park neighborhood overnight. Milwaukee police say that shooting happened near 38th and Walnut just after midnight. Police say 2 of the victims were 19 years old, another an 18-year-old woman and a 16-year-old girl. Police say they are searching for unknown suspects, are also looking for any information regarding the moments leading up to that shooting. To date, Milwaukee police have recorded 58 homicides since January 1. That is about 24 fewer than at this time last year, though 9 of those homicides were children under the age of 18. Mike Spalding, WTMJ News.
A major update from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on when the government could hit its debt limit.
In a new letter sent to congressional leaders Friday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen extended a deadline for lawmakers to raise the debt limit. Yellen says the government has enough money to pay its bills through June 5th, slightly later than her previous projection that Treasury would hit the debt ceiling as soon as June 1st. This update buys negotiators some much-needed time to hammer out a deal to raise the debt limit and avoid a potentially catastrophic default. The ex-date deadline issued by Treasury is fluid based on daily federal tax revenues and expenditures. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
A century of manufacturing ending in Milwaukee. Masterlock employee DeAndre Jackson had 16 years with the company. He tells TMJ4 News what effect the plant closure will have.
And that's a giant landmass in the middle of the city that would be just ghost town.
Jackson, who's a union treasurer, says the union's hope is to help negotiate a strong severance package for those who have not worked long enough to earn a pension.
The commissioner of Major League Baseball putting a little pressure on state lawmakers to stadium funding deal in place for American Family Field.
This is a gem of a ballpark.
MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred telling local reporters the stadium is in great shape, but it will take an additional investment from the state to keep it that way.
It's really important that the existing obligation under the lease be funded so that this great ballpark is maintained on a regular basis. It needs to be done in a timely way.
Governor Evers proposed a $290 million investment in his state budget. Legislative leaders say they're coming up with a different plan. Vince Vitrano, WTMJ News.
A local product stays hot. Greg has the latest on the Brewers up next in sports.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 5:33.
Sports is sponsored by Holiday Automotive on Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's Greg Matzik for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Hey, summer is near, and the Memorial Day sale at Holiday is here. Prime time to say yes to enticing offers on Wisconsin favorites from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, or explore the exceptional value and peace of mind of a GM-certified pre-owned model. Make Holiday your destination to get more vehicle for your buck, more for your trade, and enjoy award-winning guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State, and I'm one of those fans, and know from my own personal experience, you'll be in excellent hands with Team Holiday on your side. Proud and grateful to be recognized as Buick Dealer of the Year per 2022 Buick Zone sales records. With selection expanding daily, you can choose one that's in stock today or reserve one that's on the way. Find yours and discover the difference during the Memorial Day sale at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and online at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Wealth-changing question. Is your advisor giving you incomplete advice? Besides investing, there's also taxes, insurance, estate planning, and other elements that can be stressful to organize. At Creative Planning, we provide all the expertise, all the advice you need, all in-house, ensuring every aspect of your wealth works harder together so you can enjoy your wealth instead of worrying about it. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
at St. Vincent de Paul. Old things, new things here for you.
We're always changing, we're always new.
So many friendly people, smiles from wall to wall. You're gonna love it,
St. Vincent de Paul.
you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all. Sports Desk. Here's Greg Matzik.
Well, the Packers ramp up block 2 of organized team activities May 30th. All sorts of new players and new energy, according to quarterback Jordan Love.
A lot of the young guys who've kind of been in backup roles before are kind of, thrusted into the front now. So, and there's just a lot more reps. People are having more opportunities to get those reps. But yeah, I feel like it's great energy out there right now.
Well, some people believe the Packers are in rebuild mode. Not the case for ESPN's Dan Orlovsky.
The NFC West's not loaded. This is a team, because of the talent, if the quarterback plays good, they should be a playoff contender.
Former Packers wide receiver Davante Adams being sued by the videographer he shoved to the ground following a loss last October. He was charged with misdemeanor assault and is due in court next month. Park Zebley filed a civil complaint against Adams earlier this month, saying he was diagnosed with a concussion and that he feared for his life following the incident. Brewers on the mound tonight with Freddie Peralta taking it against the Giants in Game 2 of a 4-game series against the Giants. After logging back-to-back shutout wins against the Astros, the Brewers' offense went dormant in the series opener against San Francisco.
We simply didn't do enough offensively. 6 base runners in 9 innings going to be... that's not going to be a big offensive night, and that wasn't enough. And really, the 2 innings, we had a couple guys on. It happened with 2 outs. It was never early in the inning. Made a base running mistake, so 5 base runners really, and so we just didn't do enough offensively.
Brewers recall pitcher Ethan Small. The lefty's been converted. He was a starter. He's now coming out of the pen. Brewers need all sorts of help with 3 starting pitchers on their injured list. And coverage of tonight's game gets underway with Brewers warm-up. We follow the 6 o'clock news right here on WTMJ.
All right, Greg, thank you. 5:37 at WTMJ. I know you've been wanting to know what the detail is on that holiday weather. It's going to be gorgeous. Meteorologist Brian Isnansky is with us up next, and he'll detail it out here on WTMJ.
Advent founder Dr. Madan Kandula.
If you were formerly breathing properly and we just plugged your nose up, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it for a few minutes. You're not going to like it for an hour. You wouldn't stand it for a day. If we're talking weeks, you're going to be clawing at the walls to get that thing off. And if we're talking months to years to decades, many of our patients are basically walking around with clothespins on their nose and they don't know any difference. They've never experienced what life is supposed to be like when you breathe properly, and so for them, they feel like it's normal. It should be no surprise that many of the folks that we treat have downstream conditions. So if somebody's nose isn't working properly, if somebody's throat isn't working properly, they're not breathing properly. And when you don't breathe properly, it creates problems for your body.
When you breathe well, you live better. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment today.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Trying to get our guy, meteorologist Brian Isnansky. So yesterday we revealed to the world that he was a former Abercrombie guy. And do we have him? Thank God. I thought we irritated him, and I know he's not that kind of guy, but I'm so glad he's with us on this Friday because everybody wants to know how gorgeous it's going to be this weekend. Niz, how are you?
I'm doing good. I just was getting out of the studio there. Sorry if I was a minute late, but
you're going to be a very popular guy this weekend.
I would say for all the heat you take in the summer, in the wintertime and griping, it's like, no, this is your time to shine. Take it all in. Spread the good news.
You should have heard all the praises I was getting from like Carol Meekins and all the big shots around here. It was great. I mean, even Charles Benson was happy. He's all worried about his bike ride and everything. So life is good right now for a meteorologist. Yeah.
What's the average high this time of year?
It's actually around 70, give or take a degree or two for most locations. So we are still a little cooler than average. Again, that average high, the high temperature today in Milwaukee was 63. Now, certainly the inland spots, and it really doesn't take much. You get a few miles away from the lake and you bump into the 70s. So, but I know here at the station, we're at 62 right now. So one of the cooler spots.
Wow, but so heading into the weekend will be a little bit above normal.
Yeah, each day gets a little bit warmer here. However, I was showing some statewide maps, and to be honest, like, the city of Milwaukee will be the cool spot across the state the entire weekend. Now, each day, everybody gets a little bit warmer, but like tomorrow, for example, a high of 68 in Milwaukee, whereas locations like Eagle River could get close to 80 degrees.
Wow.
So again, we have just enough of an east wind, and the lake is at its fattest point here in southern Wisconsin. That actually, I think, will be cooler here in Milwaukee than maybe even locations like Manitowoc for this weekend. So, but still, with that said, what are we complaining about? 68 tomorrow, and then 70s near the lake the rest of the weekend.
That is funny, though, to think that it would be warmer up north than
Right.
here.
Yeah.
For a few days.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, we're splitting hairs here, but yeah, totally right. I mean, statewide, no matter where you are, you get away from southeastern Wisconsin along the lake, it will be quite a bit warmer. But get out and enjoy it. I know a lot of people out in lake country looking to maybe take the boat out for the first time, and I think it should be an excellent weekend for that. Cool Waters in Greenfield Park, one of the bigger pools in the area, will be opening up this weekend. And I think in West Dallas, you are far enough away that you're at least going to be in the 70s. So, hey, sunshine 70s at the pool should be fine.
Yeah, I'm in Menominee Falls, so that's not that far, and I can tell the difference. From when I leave to I get to the falls, it's usually warmer during this time of year.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are times. That's one of the biggest questions I get. Like, what do you classify as inland?
Yes.
And, like, unfortunately, like, that can change on a case-by-case basis. Sometimes, like, the inland temperature could mean Waukesha. Sometimes I'll say well inland, and then I'm thinking more like, Watertown or something. And then other times it could be a matter of miles. I know I grew up in Racine, and we always considered, like, inland was, like, west of the eye. And then east of the interstate would be, near the lake down in Racine. So, I mean, it really depends on the case-by-case basis. How strong the wind is, what direction the wind is, that all comes into play. But, yeah, I think people who have been here a long time will know. Like those of you up in Port Washington, this time of year, you're usually getting the short straw.
But it really sounds like it is going to be beautiful patio weather all weekend long. And after last month where we had just strong winds and kind of scary dry conditions, this just sounds like the picture-perfect weekend we've been waiting for.
Totally. Yeah, I was trying to go back some of the record books, and, there's been better individual days. But as far as like let's even consider today, we'll call it a 4-day weekend. Hard to find a 4-day Memorial Day weekend stretch like we're going to have. Tons of sunshine. Certainly we've had warmer ones, but then you start getting too warm and it's too humid. But I mean, the sweet spot for people's perfect weather, I would say most people are probably 70s and sunny, and that's what we're going to get most of the weekend.
All right, so detail it out for us, please, beginning tonight.
Yep, for tonight, mainly clear, low temperature 46 in Milwaukee. Saturday, mostly sunny, 68 Lakeside, 78.5 inland. Sunday, mostly sunny, 72 Lakeside, 80 inland. Monday, Memorial Day, 74 near the lake, 80 degrees inland. Tuesday, partly cloudy and warm, and a high temperature of 80 degrees. Of course, this weekend, get outside, enjoy the weather, enjoy family and friends, but also remember what this weekend is all about. Remember those who made that sacrifice for us to be sitting here and talking right now.
Well said, Niz. We hope you have a great weekend.
You too, guys. Later.
It is 5:44 at WTMJ. Up next, the Weekend Review, then our favorite thing of the week here on WTMJ.
Brewers fans, it's me, Dom Catronio, host of Brewers Extra Innings, here to tell you that you can now catch Brewers Extra Innings wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, and of course, WTMJ.com and the WTMJ mobile app. Every stat, every storyline, and of course, highlights from the games this season following the Brewers all year long. Catch Brewers Extra Innings, presented by Fifth Third Bank, right here on the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Oh, thanks, Dom. Hey, who's hungry? Sure, Dom is. I am by now, even after eating some pretty good food in the studio. Might be a great night and weekend for Palermo. Sure, stock up the freezer, pop one in the oven tonight, tomorrow, the next day, even Monday. That's right. Can't go wrong with Palermo's. Now there's stuff in the crust in that screaming Sicilian. Didn't think they could make that pizza any better. They have found a way to do it. 2.5 feet of cheese right there in the crust. You bet. It's the real deal. Screamin' Sicilian, overflowing with toppings as it is. They have found a way to make that pizza even better and more cheesy. How about the Primo Thin if you want more mindful indulgence? That's a good way to go. Great toppings, great variety. That thin crust pizza, they have it perfected. It is Palermo's, made proudly in Wisconsin for over 55 years and found where you like to shop. Festival Foods, Pick and Save, Piggly Wiggly, Sendik's, Woodman's, and more. Find the freezer aisle. You know what to do. Buy Palermo's. It's Wisconsin's hometown pizza.